to discuss the town's business. We ask that as we go forward, you would guide and direct us to make the right decisions for the town and its residents. We also thank you for keeping us all safe today through the earthquake, and we ask that you would keep us safe as we leave this evening. Thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Dawn, wasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't heard any more.
I haven't
See,
either.
David Huxford's celebration like tomorrow.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
he passed away a couple weeks ago.
Rosedale?
Uh-huh.
I read that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Everybody got their copy of the minutes from the last meetings we've had?
I make a motion we accept the minutes as presented from May 20th and June 3rd, 2021.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I thought we were done, but Kathy got a new book, right?
Yeah.
Darn her.
It goes in with the new.
She's got a little ages. Got a
Keep
mark from the front to the back
Keep
of
you
the book.
straight. Keep you straight.
No, keep
Wide
her
awake
straight.
after driving in Memphis.
Okay. All right, claims and warrants. The May end of month is $2,511.25. June 17th for the meeting is $203,167.23. Motion to approve those.
Make a motion.
Second.
On favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry, throw that at me.
Okay. Excuse me, payroll warrants from 5/27, 6/3, and 6/17, the amount of $33,480.08.
Sure. I'll make a motion we accept those payroll warrants for those dates.
Second?
On favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The May 2021 bank reconciliations is utilities, $2,292,631.39 for the town, $1,063,523.06. Payroll, $2,132, and customer deposits, $33,975.
Make a motion.
Second.
On favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Doug coming, Kathy?
Pardon?
Doug gonna be here?
Probably held up in the bridge. So I checked my cell phone to see if he'd sent a message, but he
I'll
hadn't.
tell you what, 163 being chipped and sealed and closed between Lyford, it made a difference on Lafayette Road today. I'm the cars.
Oh, I bet.
And coming up and going through this. Traffic pretty heavy.
Just fine, thank you. You have anything for us?
No, got no news on the truck. Don't know if Kurt's passed on anything. I talked to him earlier, he said nothing. Run about 85 runs for the year, so far on course. Next birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Yep. Karen? Boy, don't you wish you'd be like that at home, Dave?
Hey.
Early move on.
I'm not saying it.
Sorry, there was something on the bridge. I don't know.
There was some sprayer stuck in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was. Oh, you gotta stay relaxed.
I was here.
I thought,
Good evening.
Close.
well, it's been an earth-shattering day today.
Yeah, no doubt. I would have liked to have been on that bridge, wouldn't I?
Oh, that's what we were discussing.
Freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
Channel 2 news, so I don't know if you hurry
we got an ordinance we need to take care of. What did I do with my copy?
Yeah, and that's just, our resolution, Scott already, that made it legal for us to switching, but this has to have an amendment to the salary ordinance. So that's what that is.
I make the motion to accept ordinance 2021-06-01.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You have a official copy?
What's up,
What you guys doing?
Good.
Great, you?
Good.
Good.
Pretty interesting day in the area, huh?
Yes.
That's what we just said, pretty earth-shattering. What, who are you
Yeah.
with?
So we're with Channel 2 News.
Okay.
We are in the area just trying to get a little more about what happened with Jeff Wood and all that. So I know you guys have a meeting and all that, but we're talking to interview somebody in terms of maybe
There's assistant fire chief.
wasn't in town.
Oh,
So I guess whoever, I don't want to interrupt the meeting, but whoever I guess we're looking for in terms of like what system could do in the event that happens, maybe procedures, protocol, things like that. Just that general reaction.
We do have SOPs for that.
Yeah, old girl, somewhere.
Yeah.
So we have to get out, call 911.
our utility guys, they go out and check for any structural damage to anything around. Really, it felt like someone hit a building. If you was inside the building, that's what it felt like. Someone backed into the building. It wasn't.
We do have our own gas utility that, you know, the emergency procedures, if there's been any leaks or anything like that would have been followed. But I think there's a whole lot of spatial things we do or anything, just
Yeah, that's
routine.
kind of highlight, and that's who we're just always looking for. Still should be on camera, just kind of radar that for us.
Well, I think, well, Skip won't talk about procedure and stuff, because he's worked for the town and he is the assistant fire chief, so.
Yeah.
No,
He's
And
good
let-
for TV.
Yeah.
if either one of you know, it's 5 minutes.
Town council president, I vote.
Go, Diane can take
No.
over for you. Go get
Sure,
interviewed,
I'll be
Jay.
glad to take over for you.
Yeah, do it.
Make sure you tell
Set
me
him
the
up in the
mayor.
hallway.
Here you are.
Get them out there.
We'll have this meeting over in a flash.
Yeah.
You heard her. Let's go.
Okay.
I didn't miss my
Resolution.
That goes with that. Sorry, already done.
Sometime I'll be
Oh, okay. but we
Remember, he
haven't
wants money for a
voted
fire
on it.
truck.
We haven't voted on
He's
it.
already signed for it. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just did.
Okay, Kathy, we voted on ordinance 2021-06-01, but we didn't vote on resolution.
Yeah, the resolution, it's the normal June thing that I do to transfer any negative,
Okay.
to keep them from being negative at budget time.
All right, so this is the resolution 2021-06-01 to transfer funds within the budget. So would I have a
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021-06-01.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's see, we have our next item in your packet. You have an independent contractor agreement with Robert Allen. Are there any comments or suggestions or changes that you feel are necessary? Okay, if there are no comments or suggestions, are there any motions to approve this contract?
I make the motion to approve it.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
20,
Abstain.
That's what I was gonna,
$20,
Is that
what
what
we
you
said
agreed
last,
upon?
when we did that, an hour, with no insurance or nothing.
yeah, it didn't say that in here, I just realized.
Okay,
So we just need to change that and then pass it up there.
I can send you a new one. I can find this one. I know you emailed it to me, but I can have somebody retype it. I just realized we didn't have the amount in there. So.
Who did that second on that? I'm sorry.
I did.
okay, and all were in favor?
No,
All, are
He
all in
abstained.
favor?
Abstain.
I'm not voting.
Okay, but
All
we do,
except him.
but we do have enough votes to approve it.
Three's good.
All right. Anything else on that? All right. We need to go ahead and, I'm going to jump down and, this is Brian Fleck of HWC has submitted a quote of $5,000 for them to update our camp for the community crossing grant program so that we can submit an application for grant money. So do we need an approval on this, or is this already, it's already done?
No.
We
You
did
guys
the
need to
approval?
approve it.
Do I have a motion to approve this?
I make a motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's move on down to the balance to be paid for the new fire truck. Approximately $60,500 gets stated, maybe a little less. It could be paid as follows, unless you guys would like to see it dispersed differently. I don't want to hold off too long on any decision because additional appropriations would have to be done to be able to issue the payment. The additional appropriations involve advertising and adhering and reporting to the DLGF. And the amounts and the departments that the monies would come out of would be public safety, $15,500, seated, $40,000, and CCD, $5,000. Do we have any?
I make the motion that take it out of the ones that,
All right, thank you.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We approve that, Tracy.
No.
Bobby made the motion, I second.
Okay. We have an email request received from Andy Lentz from the town of Rockville. You have a copy enclosed in your packet, and it's concerning new banners for the light poles on Highway 41 in Rockville. And she says, Rockville is the heart of Park County, and the town of Rockville wants surrounding towns and all of our schools to be able to shine. The banners cost $40 each and can be customized with whatever you want, inviting passerby to your town and showing your school spirit. Our goal is to fill up all the light poles with colorful and inviting banners. There are 73 poles in total. The town of Rockville will hang the banners and change them out if you wish to purchase multiple for special events in your town or for school. They can be customized. What are your thoughts and wishes on this? Anybody have any comments or questions about this?
I just assume, if we're gonna buy banners, put them in our own town.
So that,
feel the same.
And do
okay.
our own polls.
That's been a question, a topic of discussion at park board meetings for quite some time, and I think it'd be a great idea.
Oh, I'm just thinking, because, they have those banners downtown Fair Oak,
Uh-huh.
on all the poles, and my wife was somehow involved, and I don't know how.
Okay,
But she might be able to hook you up with,
okay,
I don't know who makes them, or,
Oh, get them
all
at a
right.
decent price maybe?
well, yeah, I mean, because they have those and they rotate them out.
Or send us the right way,
Yeah.
or we.
Or-
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I was somewhere with her the other day, and somebody was asking her
Huh.
about them.
Okay.
And they, I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the ones on Wabash Avenue there in Fair
I
Oak.
think
You know,
I have.
they rotate them out every 6 months or so. But, I can ask her who they have that does that. She's told me, I'm sure, but
Okay, Well,
if you're
you-
interested in
Yeah.
finding out about it.
That doesn't smile.
that would be awesome if we could do that. We're
Yeah,
talking
I'll
about
do
the
The banners.
banners on 41. And the general consensus is that people would like to see them in town. Here,
If we're going to do it.
if we're gonna do it. And we have talked about that several times at the park board meetings, and, I think that most of the people here would like to see that happen. Okay, so we'll table that. We're down to,
So do you want me to respond to that email and let her know we're gonna do our own?
Yes.
I was going to say, like, buy one in Montezuma.
there you go.
Yeah.
We're here and down to here. So we're about done.
Bottom first.
You
And
guys
then we gotta
have-
sign that one.
It's, this,
You gotta do this one.
we saved that one for you, and this one.
And we gotta sign this.
All right.
Okay, let's go. Now let's go to the last one first. The Fish and Game Club will have their fireworks on July 3rd. And
That's,
They shoot them
thank
up
you
about
for
dusk.
doing that.
pardon?
They shoot them at around dusk.
Well, yeah, we'll get several phone calls that says when, we always say noon. No, see, you can't see them.
Well, the,
Right?
the park board and the fire department and Old Glory Quilters will be presenting a program at 11 on the 3rd as well, at the Veterans Memorial,
Make what you got.
25.
Okay. Park County Fair is from 7/9 to 7/16. You wanted me to move, do you want to move the meeting on the 15th or keep it on that date?
I just happened to think of it, it was Fair Week, and I don't think we changed it last year. They didn't have it last year, but the year before.
Thursday night used to be the parade night.
It's still,
Yeah.
Is it?
so scheduled yesterday.
I'm okay with
don't
changing
have a problem.
it.
When we do it,
I just,
I don't care either way. I mean,
When you want to have it, on the 8th? You want to do it?
Oh.
so we couldn't have claims ready by the 8th.
Okay,
That
so
would
you
make
want to
sense.
go to, when?
Thursday.
On our Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday
Can
night.
we do it the Wednesday night before?
It's okay with me? That be okay?
Move that to the 14th.
I'll be gone that week, honestly.
We can be excited.
No, actually, I'm going on a vacation. We were supposed to go on last week, but we got COVIDed out with my wife's family. So I might be able to be here. I mean, can't go. I got a meeting tomorrow.
Remember, you're on camera, Chet.
yeah.
Okay, and the,
So we're gonna change it. You
I
think
will
the
move it to the
14th?
14th, I guess?
14th?
Okay,
Fourteenth?
July
Wednesday
14th.
the night
All right.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, except I was looking at June.
Yeah, and
So
the
14th.
projects meeting will be the 1st.
July 1st, okay. I'll write that one down, okay?
Okay.
If I'm not here and I haven't called anyone, tell me, text me.
So. That leaves the, Jeremy's resignation is effective July 16th. I have talked to Chad Jenkins. he's got a couple of people yet to contact that has retired recently that he knows with electrical backgrounds to see if there's any interest in them to come in part-time, help us out. Also, he said if we would prefer, he could send somebody over, say, Tuesday morning and run trouble tickets, stuff like that, and then just do it on a routine basis, because that'd be easier for him to schedule and so forth.
The only trouble there, you never know
Well, I know.
when we're going to
Well,
have.
but I mean, the thought was that on stuff that, you know, if it's an emergency and we gotta have them, we gotta have them. That's not an issue. But if it's something
Routine.
like maybe a street light or something.
Well, them guys can do that.
Okay, well, something that we can't do, that they can, just have it on a routine basis, maybe not even come over, just check in and do that, and he's willing to come and talk to us and do anything he can. He said, one thing, remember, folks, you're never by yourself. So,
That's nice.
It's good.
yes.
Yeah.
Really is.
I told him I'd either get a hold of him, well, he's gonna be tied up tomorrow, Monday, and see if he wants to come and talk to us, or see what else he's found out. But Jeremy's actually gonna be going a week earlier than that, is that correct?
Yes, he's got vacation booked, let me say.
The 9th through the 16th.
But that's all I can tell you now about what he's
As long as
offered.
they know that we need their own standby, that's.
Yes, he said, yeah, he mentioned that 2 or 3 times, that you guys just gotta remember, you're never by yourself.
That's great.
That's fine. Well, to move on, I'd make the motion to accept Jeremy's resignation.
Second.
On favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That takes care of this, right? Okay. Bob?
I just want to thank everybody for what everybody does, and we'll probably, next month, we might have to help out doing more, until we can get some spots filled in and go from there. That's all we can do, all go on.
And everybody's aware of what went on this morning?
Yes. So, I mean, just an email, that's all I have.
Well,
But that's fine.
Yeah, that's,
I'll talk
Basic.
later. But, so do we need to accept other applications for that job?
Not having much luck get any for the 2 positions we got advertised. We're hoping somebody knows of somebody, because we don't have to advertise for that line.
Really?
No, you don't
Okay.
advertise. I mean, somebody knows somebody.
Okay.
The other application we had, has anybody talked to Jimmy to see if the other application that we had, if she's still interested or not?
Worst case scenario, can those 2 have an agreement and fill out a conflict of interest? Or is that
Couldn't be an employee.
an employee type deal?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you could hire somebody to cut the grass, or just like that they wouldn't be able really to be told. You can tell them, I mean, it's like hiring a company. This is your cut the
You'd be a
grass.
subcontractor.
Subcontractor, yeah.
You can deal by it there. You can't accuse anybody to put in for that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You just can't hire somebody at that. You can get a subcontractor to go mow for $12 an hour, or
Maybe 1099
if you have to.
instead of
So I'm saying if you don't have much luck, because I'm not too good on zero turn, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy gonna be here tomorrow?
yeah,
Go fill in, go.
I mean,
she's good
Oh,
on,
there's a bark
she
corner.
said she's got good on visual repair, or drive
Jimmy,
that back
will
here.
he be here tomorrow or not?
Switch is that he was there
Oh,
for one
yeah,
today
that's
and he had to
good. Today
leave,
and tomorrow.
but the day after is when he's really messed up.
You better, you're gonna get,
Ron will be
you're
there.
gonna mess up.
Friday, there's usually good.
No, it's just cook.
Oh, she does?
It doesn't work that way, yes. I hope.
Oh, gotcha. He's bad mouthing me over here, Kathy, just so you know.
Bad mouthing me?
Yeah.
No.
You know better than that.
That's all I got.
Okay. Diane?
I don't believe I have anything other than I can report for the park board, and that is, Cody Moretto is, working on those crazy posts up there to try to keep the people from parking and pulling in the park, and, it's been a pretty slow process, but I think we may be getting there. But I do know that, and like I said earlier, there will be a Veterans Memorial program at 11 o'clock on the 3rd, and we have 25 quilts to present, so everybody is more than welcome to come. And I think that's all.
I don't think I've got anything else.
Nothing right now.
So, John finished up at school on
He graduates the 29th of June. Yes.
Jake?
No.
Kathy?
I believe so.
I got a couple things. I had a email exchange yesterday with Eric Smith. He's going to try and make it tonight. He wasn't sure if he could get here in time, so he may still trickle in. You've heard about the town's going to get some money from the federal government. The state got a lot, and they have taken $100 million of that and given it to Indiana Finance Authority for grants for water, wastewater, and stormwater projects. So Eric said, you guys looking at doing anything? He said, we can do the application for free for people. Now, I don't know what that involves, but, so I said, well, I know there was some stuff in the sewer that we kind of left out last time we ran out of money. There were a few things we wanted to do with the sewer with the back stations, I think, if I remember correctly. And I don't know about stormwater. We don't ever talk about stormwater stuff. But, and I talked to him a little bit about the water. I said, we're kind of got this idea with Suez to do it, and we think we've got the money to do it for the most part. But he thought that he wanted to think about it. He said, well, maybe you should go ahead and put in for this, and maybe they pay for paint your water tower. Now, then you might still want to do a contract with Suez, you know, and, but then your payments would not be nearly as much because you're not paying for that first. And this just was announced like a week ago, so I don't know any of the details about it. I saw something about it. I didn't even think about it, honestly. I thought about it for some other places, but I didn't think about it until he asked me about it. I don't know what I think the applications were due like July 15th or something. They gave people a month to, they just announced on like June 15th. They're looking for stuff that's close, can be done pretty quickly. So I might follow up with him about that a little bit and see if he can come to a meeting or do whatever we need to do. Think about it. I know I like the Suez. I thought the Suez was a pretty good idea and deal, but if the state will cover that initial, now if you do that, we'd have to bid it and do all that in order to. They wouldn't just pay us the money to pay Suez. I'm sure they would say, here's your grant, but you have to go out and bid to get that work done. Okay. But then if it doesn't cost you, I mean, if they're going to pay for all of it or a big chunk of it, then you can still do a contract with Suez to do the routine yearly maintenance on it, repaint it every so many years and stuff like that. You'd just be saving, because they build that in. They build their cost of repainting the thing into their first thing.
So if you give those stipulations to each contractor that wants to bid on it.
Well, yeah, here's what you have to do. We kind of know what needs to be done.
Right.
Now,
They gave that to us, Suez.
yeah.
So that's all we go by.
And so, you know, it's I don't know for sure. It's just a thought. But if it could, $100 million is a lot of money for the state to have to give away. And
But would they, when that's done by someone else, they wouldn't warranty? any
Well, that
of
might be an
the-
issue. But I don't know that they couldn't come in and say, okay, because they're kind of looking at what we have now and saying, okay, here's what it's going to take for us to do. They might not warranty they would not probably warranty that first paint job, though.
Well, they ought to, I mean, that would make no
No,
difference, where
sure.
it's still,
They
they're
probably,
still bidding the job.
Yeah, they would have a
If
chance.
get
They
the
would.
job,
They might. There's a decent chance they get the bid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, put all the stipulations in the contract that.
But I
you
was
have to
looking
do.
at it, if they didn't get the bid, and
Yeah.
then to
Yeah,
have them, we wouldn't have a contract maintenance agreement.
you're right.
Right.
Okay.
Well, like I said, it just came up yesterday. I'm kind of hoping he'd be able to get here tonight. We'll try and get him, but I'll talk to him some more and kind
So
of lay
that's
out.
money
Yeah.
totally different from the distribution
That's
we're
right.
getting.
This is money, the state got,
go call Alex.
Chunk.
yeah, I think it's
So
starting
it
to be,
doesn't include any match at all?
don't, I tried to look up a little bit about it and I didn't get that deep into it. In my internet report. So, if there's a 10% match or something, it's still a better deal for you. You get to the point where if it's a 50% match or something, it might not be as good a deal. But if it's a 10% match or it's all grant or any finance authority does not, this is not Oprah. That's a different, group. So
Find out if that covers our wells and stuff.
I think it probably, yeah, if there's,
It should.
and I wondered, is there other stuff too, though,
Didn't you
even
say
if we,
that, Nick, that something about how old was it?
What about you mentioned stormwater. The one place in town I know it is an issue is downtown. Whenever the water gets, you have to watch those grates that they don't get clogged up. And if the IGA used to always have trouble with the water coming in the front if you didn't watch out there and keep it cleaned out. But that's always been an issue right there, the storm water. That's the one place in town that I do know of. I don't know what we would have to do to get that included.
That just needs a bigger grate, because you got plenty of pipe underneath there.
Okay.
That's what, I mean, that, if you don't keep
So-
them clean, if you got leaves on them,
Yeah.
it'll do
There
that.
goes that.
As far as, I mean,
Big
there's,
downpour.
that runs into that pipe, it's big enough a person can crawl through it, so it's not an issue with,
So we need bigger grates, so maybe
Need a
we
bigger
could
opening
get
on
Yeah.
top
we
and
could
put
get
a bigger.
bigger grates
Yeah.
then. But something needs done.
So is that gonna affect trying to apply for community crossings grants and then the roads if the paving comes before
on,
this, then the roads would get cut up again, or?
well, it depends on what you're doing. I mean, I don't know if you were doing the sewer stuff that I was thinking of. I don't think you have to cut the roads up to do any of that. Nor would you really probably with any of this water stuff we're looking at. I don't know about the
Down there, it's just a
Grades.
matter of cutting a bigger square in the blacktop.
That probably would be
Grade on top.
huge thing.
So this isn't money that has to be paid back?
I don't think so. I think it's just, the state has some of the same, feds gave them this money, and they're giving $100 million of it out in grants for stormwater, sewer, and water. And it was announced like earlier this week or late, I don't remember when it was. I saw something about it, I didn't even kick in my mind, but I think, I saw the grant applications were due on the 15th. And he was emailing Eric, like I said, I was hoping he'd kind of come tonight, because and then I Googled it, and I saw a bunch of places, Oakland City applying and this place. So there's going to be a lot of people putting in for it, but.
Well, what should we do? How should we?
Well, there's no,
proceed?
I'll talk to, let's find out more, I think is the.
Okay.
And maybe we can have somebody from HWC come to the next meeting, or these applications were due like mid-July, so he may need to get here faster and talk to some people and find out a little bit more information about what we think we could put in for. I don't know, how quick they're going to make their decision, that sort of thing. I mean, I don't want to wait too long.
No.
We have to meet with him or something,
Yeah.
just holler.
Yeah.
so we need all 3 new pods down there and the bubble thing down there.
And there's also some money available, Cindy was talking about yesterday, that, I don't remember where it comes from, but it's available to about anybody, but you can't use it for matching funds.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what that is.
Well, we might not.
Yeah.
There's a problem. The Okra has said for Okra grants, which they won't let you use the stimulus money for match. It's kind of frustrating. So,
Yeah.
but this, I mean, it was, like the announcement was like one paragraph.
Check into it, maybe
Okay.
we can get with, if we need to.
Because they didn't give you much time to get an application together and think of a project.
Like, you might.
The other thing, and Kathy has this here, is our friends at Pipeline Safety. They are aware that Jeremy's leaving, and so they called me yesterday and wanted to know what the plan was. Well, I told them, I said, because they were worried, because they said, well, he's your only guy who's certified for odor response. And I said, well, I think Brad probably is now. And he said, well, and so then he looked at something and said, okay, yeah, you're right. I think he is. Because I think it just happened. I was here a couple weeks ago and they were doing the field testing for him. So I think that he didn't, somehow he knew he could look up something and see that Brad was certified. He said, well, they're still concerned and would really like to see us have at least one other, if not 2 or 3 other guys.
And we understand all
I know.
that. It's just that
We gotta get the 2 or 3 other guys first.
I know. I told him. I said, it's not a matter. We can't. It's like trying to catch water in your hands. It just keeps.
We don't want to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then he asked about who's going to, and I don't know all the certifications and things that Jeremy has.
yeah, they have nothing to do with gas right now, but
But I do know a guy who does.
Yeah.
So I told him I would ask, are you looking to, and I know you had a meeting about this here, Dan couldn't come, but are you looking to, you're going to try and replace Jeremy? Or
Yeah, we've already got
In the paper.
it's already in the paper. And then, did we get anything back to USDI as far as them picking up some of the paperwork stuff?
I think that's kind of what he was worried about too, was who, I don't know all the reports and all that, but there's certain things that Jeremy was certified to do that, the odor was their big thing. They want to make sure you had somebody, because they said, nobody else can really, you need somebody in town who can do that. I told him we had Brad still, he said, okay, well, he'd like to have some more, but he was concerned, they were concerned about us not getting paperwork filed and whatever. And I'm not talking about the paperwork, USDI is helping out with some of the manuals and procedural OPGs and things like that. I think they're more worried about, and I don't know what all, I told them, I said, I've been around sewer and water long enough, I know they got to do testing on this, and they report in once a week or whatever. And I think USDI would be willing to do that stuff at cost, of course.
That's what we talked about
Yeah.
last time was they probably want a little bit more money for them to pick up a little bit more of the slack and everything.
So they spelled out in that letter what we were still responsible for and what they was gonna do. It was spelled out a little bit in that letter.
Email
Because, sorry, I look at it, I know we're under their thumb right now, but I look at it as, we would not be any different than Vector or somebody. If a guy got a call from, I know they're not called Vector anymore, but out in the country, and he lived in Terre Haute, it's going to take him an hour to get to where he's going. So what would be the difference with that guy coming from Pittsburgh, from
Yeah.
USDI? So,
Yeah, so what Mike said is that they would add in that they would handle compliance work. Now, they say for the next couple of years, while Brad gets settled in. And as they had time to receive that as a training. The only thing Montezuma employees would be responsible for would be emergency response, meter reading and monthly. USDI would handle all of their compliance items required by federal code. Is that something you guys are interested in?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to just get costs from them, see what that would be.
How much more?
Yeah.
Well, I know that would make pipeline safer. They would like to see
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about,
Yes.
we're kind of on their naughty list right now anyway.
We don't mean to be, but
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
It's gonna be a long time getting off of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to
it's
change
gonna
this.
take a
That's
while.
what I told him. I said, well, let me talk to him tonight. I think they're wanting us to get this compliance agreement signed, and every time we think we have it worked out, we end up with something happen. So we'll get that finalized. We're gonna come up with some loose language about exploring the options of using USDI to do compliance. I have a couple years. Well, we'll see how much it costs. Okay. Is it okay if I talk to Mike, or email Mike, or whatever? That's all.
Did you ever talk to Charter?
I did. I talked to him Friday, I think. And the lady I talked to wasn't able to tell me a whole lot. I did talk to Cindy Todd a little bit
Okay.
about it. And I talked to, no, that's who I talked to, Cindy. And they had like a press release or something. So she emailed me after I talked to her Friday, and she said there's 2 other lawyers that I need to deal with, and she copied them on my email, and they're supposed to get me whatever agreement that they want us to consider. I haven't seen it yet, but I did. We'll see what it is fiber. She didn't know. I mean, I was like, are they looking to put it above ground, or are they going to bury it, and they just need to have, I know they have structures that are sometimes above ground. And she said, I don't know anything. I mean, she didn't. I don't think she knew what state I was in entirely. So,
But they were awarded the regional or statewide or whatever.
they got some sort of grant or
Yeah.
funding somehow, or deal with the state, and they are supposed to, and they have this map that shows the areas where they're putting their stuff in, and we're in it. So,
Chad Jenkins said yesterday that they got to have a certain percentage done in stage 1, which is 3 years. But you probably will never know whether you're to start with, whether you're in stage 1, you'll be done by year 3, or you'll be by year 7 or 9. Or,
Wow.
so there's a lot of confusion about it.
yeah, well, she wasn't old like that.
Isn't our main concern too that it doesn't conflict with?
It does not. I've read you have an agreement right now that allows for the cable company to put its equipment on your pole, but it is not exclusive in any way. So, you can, I assume we'd have to have something, language that says you can't interfere with our stuff or their stuff. But they're supposed to send me an agreement that they have. So, yes. Sort of.
Jay needs to sign those.
You're all good. I gotta wait till he signs them. We'll adjourn, right?
It's just one. Okay. Just check on it.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Thank you, everybody.